Alright, we're a bit further along Highway 3. This area didn't get much sun yesterday, so there's still a fair amount of snow on the road here. You don't see too many people out on the road right now either. It's pretty quiet. Crazy thing is, most people are just kind of stuck at home right now. You know, everything's closed up. Not a ton of businesses are open. Some are trying to do it, but tough getting employees to come in, especially service industry jobs. I mean, it's just people can't even get out of their driveway hardly. So it's a little bit cleared up here. This looks a little better, but you know, the region, they've got a few snow plows, and then you've got good citizens that go out and try to plow the best that they can, farmers or people with tractors, that kind of thing. But we don't really have the infrastructure around here to really clear the roads like what is needed. So we don't have, you notice there's no salt or gravel or spray that's put down on the roads here. We just don't have that kind of thing. So what little the region does has is reserved for the interstates. There's a few people. Looks like they all got stuck behind one slow car apparently. But it is crazy how during times like this you realize how dependent we all are upon one another, right? You need gas, then you go to the gas station. Well, what if none of the employees can make it down to the gas station, or what if the trucks can't get in to fill up the gas reservoirs? Well, then you can't get gas. What if your car breaks down and you need it towed to the service center, but there's not enough tow trucks? On I-85 on Saturday, there was reported over 100-car pileup, and they actually had to deploy the National Guard to help out. So if you can't get a tow truck, you can't get towed to where you're trying to go, what do you do? And then let's say you get towed down to the dealership or the repair shop, but there's no employees there to work on your vehicle. So we really are pretty dependent upon one another. And sometimes things like this happens and we all do a little bit more to become self-reliant and less dependent upon others. And that's not such a bad thing. It's got me thinking about that. How can I do more of that myself? Make sure I've got tools or equipment or supplies or whatever I need to help take care of my family in the event of an emergency. So it's a good thing to be thinking about. We don't all have to become preppers, but a little preparation can help. All right, an area like this can be pretty dangerous. Get a little bit of a hill here. People tend to want to apply the brakes, slow down. Not a bad idea, but you want to be tapping the brakes as you're braking. Don't just keep your foot on the pedal. Another things that might happen is you get into a tough area. It's got a lot of ice on it, and if your wheels start slipping, a tendency for a lot of people is to hit the gas pedal to try to get out of it. But as you do that, you end up just slipping even more. So sometimes if you notice a short little patch of ice, it can be a helpful thing just to let off of the gas pedal and just let your momentum take you through there, as opposed to spinning the wheels through the ice. I'm in a 2019 Honda Pilot that is all-wheel drive, and it's doing a pretty good job. You try to do your best to keep some momentum going as well, especially when you hit these icy spots. You don't really want to come down to a complete stop. So if you can keep some momentum going, you help yourself out quite a bit. It's not always possible. But you see a lot of people, they come to a stop sign, they don't actually stop. So there's the rules of the road, and then there's people just trying to, you know, survive when stuff like this happens. So they say that the Mooresville area got less snow than Kannapolis. Supposedly it got about 10 inches, whereas Kannapolis got 14. Obviously you don't see all that right now. Yesterday we had slightly warmer weather that melted some of it off. But it does look like the roads aren't quite as well plowed out this way as they were back as you got nearer toward Kannapolis. So, anybody driving out on Highway 3, you're going to want to be careful. Probably try to avoid it if you can. Because even the area, this is just a 2-lane highway, but even the area that did get plowed, I'm not sure that they plowed both lanes fully. So when there's an oncoming car, you do have to be a little bit careful about how much space you have. Nobody really wants to go driving over into the ditch and get stuck in some of that icy snow on the side. The groundhog apparently showed up today for Groundhog's Day, and said it's going to be cold for a lot longer. So what's that, 8 more weeks of winter or something? I never remember if that's seeing his shadow or not seeing it, though. You tend to think that would be not seeing his shadow, because if you saw a shadow, maybe that would mean that there was sun in the sky. Anyway, I don't know. They say it's supposed to be cold for a lot longer. We'll see. I hope not. I hope the sun comes out and warms it all up. All right. Check back again when we get into the town of Mooresville, see how they're doing.